When you become a parent, you assume enormous responsibility for the future of your child. That burden does not come with manuals on how to raise a nice, honest, sensitive, and fearless child. If that's all you want for your child but don't know how to get there, we can help. We analyzed 10 things your youngster should know before the age of 10. Parent like an expert, and your child will appreciate you as he or she grows into a wonderful adult. 1. You should respect both girls and boys. They are equal. Respect for others, particularly respect for other children of the same age, regardless of gender, is a crucial trait for your child to develop. We've all heard that we should teach our children to be respectful, but what exactly is respect? If you ask 3 adults the same question, you will get 3 different answers. So, if you want your child to be courteous to others, you should explain what that means to them. As in many other situations, you should be a role model for them by being polite to everyone around you, regardless of their age, gender, or socioeconomic class. Be courteous to your children, don't yell or call them names, and apologize if you make a mistake. If your child did something improper or rude to another child, talk to them about it. Ask them why they did it and how they felt at the time. Maybe they don't know how to express themselves better, so they start calling other kids names or being disrespectful to them. Above all, never single out any groups that your children should respect. Don't instruct them not to be nasty to girls, neighbors' children, or cousins. Everyone responds to respect in the same manner. It is ideal if your child remembers this rule from his or her childhood. Respectful adults, you see, develop from respectful children. 2. Don't be scared to make mistakes. We all want our children to be happier, more talented, and more successful than ourselves. We adore them and could not wish for anything less for them. It's reasonable, but it's critical to teach your child not to be frightened to make mistakes. Learning from other people's mistakes is a rare skill, but it's also crucial to learn from your own mistakes. Consider this: your child is competing in a drawing contest. He is focused and calm, and you are pleased for a few hours before he is ready to show you his masterpiece. As you see it, you can't hide your feelings because they are so intense. You scream, "Ugly, you completely wrecked it. You must have inherited your father's painting abilities." Your child may not be Picasso, but that is no excuse for such behavior. It will discourage your child from trying again and make him believe he is untalented. Instead, remind him it is fine to make mistakes because you can always fix them and make it better. 3. Knowledge is more important than grades. When their children's grades fall short of their expectations, their parents can become enraged. However, a high grade does not automatically imply superior knowledge. You should instill in your youngster the value of information over academics. Do you recall yourself from your school days? You worked hard to memorize the human anatomy, but because you made one error on the test, your grade was a B. The guy in front of you cheated and got an A, but you performed better because you learned something while he just copied the answers. Is this situation familiar to you? If something similar happened to you, give it a thumbs up and share your own account in the comments. Your parents were undoubtedly disappointed with your grade and told you that you should have studied harder to obtain an A, like Ethan. They should have stated that knowledge is far more essential than grades. Don't be too hard on your child the next time they score A, B, on a math test because they made one mistake. Tell them that what matters is that they discovered a solution. 4. Your parents are not your enemies. You can ask them for help. It is difficult to become a friend to your child, especially if he or she has pals of their own. Don't be overbearing. Trust, like respect, must be earned. If your child trembles with terror and avoids engaging with you after doing anything wrong, it suggests you have not yet gained their confidence. How are you going to do it? Show that you can be trusted by avoiding yelling throughout extended talks. If you see your child doing something inappropriate, talk to them about it. Note, there is a distinction to be made between discussing and lecturing. Try to figure out why something happened and consider what you can do jointly to remedy the situation or give your child sound advice. When they see how you react to challenges, they will make you the first person to seek help and advice, rather than hiding it from you. 5. Always be ready to stand up for yourself. Parents exhibit greater respect for instructors or other adults than they do for their children. This could be the source of future insecurities and an unwillingness to advocate for oneself. Don't tell your child this, but no one is flawless. Teachers, like everyone else, have problems and might be irritable at times. As a result, They may begin yelling at your child for no apparent reason. If they tell your child that he is untidy, it could signify that they have the same messy child at home, which irritates them. Explain to your child that while respect is vital, so is the ability to defend one's point of view. Just make sure you teach it correctly. We do not recommend teaching your child to be impolite or angry in response to an insult. In this scenario, the greatest thing he can do is state politely but firmly that it can happen to anyone. The perpetrator will probably calm down, and no one in the class will laugh at your child. Instead, people will realize that your youngster can advocate for himself. So far, do you like the suggestions? Please let us know. Give us a thumbs up as we move on to the next 5 things you should teach your child by the age of 10. 6. Don't do something you don't like for someone's approval. Every school is a miniature representation of our society. There are popular and unpopular groups. Children value popularity among their peers and will go to great lengths to achieve it. They are sometimes willing to do silly or even dangerous things to prove their membership in the popular team. Pause. Do you remember which one you were a part of? You are welcome to share your experiences in the comments section. Back then, everything appeared to be fine. Things have changed now that you are a parent. All you want is for your child to be protected. This encompasses psychological safety and integrity. Use your personal example to demonstrate to your youngster that being honest and respectable is more valuable than gaining someone's praise by going against your principles. So, if your child comes home crying because everyone called him a coward, talk it out and explain why he was correct to refuse to kick out at someone smaller than him. If someone believed it was a good idea to mock your child, they are generally not the best pals to have. Manipulating others and forcing them to do things against their will cannot be the foundation of a long-lasting friendship. 7. If you don't understand, ask questions. It is natural to have questions. It is preferable to ask a question than to pretend to grasp everything. Childhood is the ideal age to learn about this. The greatest place to learn it is in the classroom. For example, during geography class, they told you that you would need it later, but you never did. Don't inform your children yet. Instead, assist them in learning a far more useful lesson. It is acceptable to inquire. It is more important to understand than to seem knowledgeable in front of your classmates. If more people knew and followed that guideline, they would be more qualified professionals in all fields and have fewer disagreements. 8. Tell your teacher if you don't feel well. The most important and valuable thing is one's health. You know it now, but it seemed overrated when you were a kid. Good grades, along with not attracting too much attention or appearing weak, seem to be more significant to children. Assure your youngster that he or she should not be scared to discuss illnesses. If students become ill during math session, for example, they should notify their teacher right away. Everyone has their own set of constraints, and the body will occasionally send us indications that something is wrong. Teach your kid not to disregard them. 9. Respect the environment. How frequently do we lament unclean streets and destroyed flowerbeds? Respect for nature must begin at home. Begin with yourself, and then pass this trait on to your child. You can sit him down and show them photos of gorgeous national parks or tidy metropolitan streets, for example. Then you can show them the consequences of human irresponsibility and its impact on nature. Even small children will notice and dislike the difference. Show kids how to be environmentally friendly by sorting rubbish and never littering. Watch your water usage, ride the bicycle or walk to places, and teach them about the various flora and trees that benefit us greatly. When your child sees someone damaging trees or trash, he will most likely tell them they are wrong. 10. Learn to say no. Finally, while it is essential to respect and assist others, you should also teach your child one word. It can be difficult to utter at times, but it is vital. The word is no. Teach your child to say no to adults, teachers, and even you. You want to raise a strong personality rather than someone who must obey every command. The capacity to say no will be useful in adulthood. Because we are children, it will come in helpful in a variety of scenarios, including life-threatening situations. Your kid will no longer cross the road on red, do all the work for others or make fun of the teacher, just because everyone else is doing it. Do you want additional tips on how to be an expert at parenting? Like this video to let us know, and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date. If you are still a child, show this video to your parents to help them avoid the most common parenting blunders.